Recording is now live.
I mean, I can go first if nobody else has plans to.
No, I got it.
Okay.
I was just waiting for Eric to make his normal entry.
Oh, you want me to go first? Okay, I'll go first. Welcome to week 3 of development for Traffic Cop. First week of the semester. And take it away, Sammy.
Hey everybody, my name is Samantha. Last week I worked on the pause menu and getting that functioned out. This week I actually plan on tackling the settings menu because I think working with the audio and the light visuals is going to be pretty interesting and take up a lot of time. So I'm pretty excited for that. I know I'm going to be watching a bunch of YouTube videos to figure that one out. One of my biggest hurdles is, as usual, my work schedule because I can't download software on the work computers. So I can only work when I'm at home unless I just write out all the code that I need in one of my notebooks and then input it that way, which I think I might end up doing anyways because it's easier for me. Other than that, I don't see any other major thing happening other than my work schedule forever getting in the way. But that is it for me. Whoever's next, go for it.
I can take next. So my name is James Pope. I'm still kind of dealing with the same thing from last week, but I think I got it figured it out. So last week I started trying to get a ray trace to go out from the hand to be able to interact with the colliders that tell our cars what to do. I had some really weird behaviors coming from the raycasts, and basically the raycasts were coming off the same hand, all sorts of directions, not in the right spot. So this week we set out to recreate all of the pawns and the components that we made for that by following the same thing Trenton did. And unfortunately, I just ended with the same product that we started with. So, but I had a better understanding of it and a better understanding of all the blueprints we can use. So I think I've discovered a way to reference all the objects exactly as we need them. There's actually built-in code to get the center of each hand, Oculus hand, so I can use that to send the raycast from, and it will come out the middle of your palm or whatever vector you send it out of. So now that I have an understanding of how all this works, even though this week was pretty much used up on coming out with the same thing that we had before, I now have an understanding of how it all works. And next, I'm going to implement those raycasts really quick. I've drawn up a plan. It should work. And then I can move on to finishing up, maybe finishing up the transitions for the menus really quick, since that should only take like a day. And it really helps everybody's heads not spin or throw up or feel jarring. So after that, we'll get that going. And then Eric, I'll probably have to talk to you a little bit on what we need exactly to do next, because I'm not exactly sure on our direction after this with the inclusion of the zombies and the aliens and what exactly we need to work on next. But it will probably be finishing up menus and level loading, maybe. And for anything standing in my way this week, I don't see another situation arising with the same problems we had this, because hand gestures are such a bleeding edge technology. There's just limited resources on it. But a lot of what we have planned for the rest of the project is treaded ground. People have done it before, and it will just amplify, hopefully it will amplify the fun factor of our hand gesture-based game. So that's basically my plan, or what I've done and what I plan to do next.
Yep, Philip, I'm a designer, and this week I focused on trying to make the cars move more naturally, so that they don't jitter all over the place. Because right now they're kind of wonky. They go in all sorts of directions. They still get to their final destination, but they just do it in a weird way, like they're aliens or something. They don't know how to drive. So that's what I've been working on. Next week I'll probably focus on like balancing, tweaking spawn times and stuff for the cars. Um, or I'll talk with Eric and see what I need to do. Some major what do you call them? Interruptions or whatever. Major word blocks. I am not as proficient in blueprinting or programming in general as our programmers are. So I have a lot to learn, but that's what YouTube is for, or the internet in general. So I think that's it though.
Hey, my name is Brianna. I'm one of the artists on the team. Vehicles and everything, um, and car services. Not quite work out the way I wanted it to, so I decided to go back and watch some other videos from before and go through my notes from a couple semesters ago to figure out what I could do better and try to go from there. That's actually working. I was able to model at least two different types of 50 style trucks. Um, I hope to at least get two cars as well as two trucks finished by next week so I can start the unwrapping process and adding textures to them as
Hi, I'm Amanda. I'm one of the artists on the team. I on the same car last week, and this week I was on the car too. My blocker was I've had a lot of trouble with the vehicle. I switched two different game art tutors, and after the one helped me for uh, 4 hours, I'd say. The other art tutor came along and said, nope, scratch all this, start from scratch again. So I kind of had a setback, but I'm finally caught up to where I was with the previous art tutor and even a little bit beyond. So hopefully this week I'll get the finished car, and I'm hoping as if I get the hang of just one of them, I'll be able to get the rest of the cars completed.
I'm Eric Marshall. Most of this week I just spent time coordinating and supporting the programmers, providing feedback on the work that's been done for design and for programming. For this past week, for this coming week, I intend to fully implement the throwing mechanisms to rig it up so that additional vehicles of different types will spawn, and to set up the experimental build so that we can begin moving between the various levels in the game instead of just having the one level to do. For the coming weeks, I'm probably going to designate a number of tasks, including the design and documentation of new additional levels, and following the feedback that I received from the outside development companies, I'm probably going to go ahead and implement some additional gameplay design directions for the Traffic Cop game to improve its core gameplay mechanics, to improve the user experience and the enjoyment of playing the game. In consideration of the things already done, we have a lot of assets that we can already make use of, but we need to actually start making a more proficient use of the assets that we have to produce more complete looking levels than what we currently have. I would say that the project is roughly 70% done, but we still have almost all of the fine tuning for design, gameplay, and gameplay feedback to do. Roadblocks, obviously, our team should be a lot bigger than it currently is, but due to a number of unmarked or a number of absences by people who simply have not shown up, we are dealing with the art and other work rather well. Roadblocks coming up, we just have the bottleneck of who gets access to the build and when, which ironically ends up working out for us just due to the schedules and who all actually needs access to the build. We've come up with ways to deal with some of the more gnarly hurdles. I would say that we are fairly on track. I've definitely enjoyed working with this team and getting them on task and productive. And it seems to me, because people keep giving me a very positive level of feedback about it, but people are learning as they work on the project and they're enjoying the contributions that they're able to make. This has been the Traffic Cop Team Stand Up for Friday, September 24th. Thank you for your time.